Hi, I'm Brittany Droz, and I help entrepreneurs make more money, become strong leaders, and find fulfillment in the process. In today's coaching video, you are going to see Katrina talk about her most important goal, which is figuring out how to integrate and monetize her two biggest passions. Not only is she killing it in the corporate world by being a rising star at Verizon, but she's also developed her own following as a connection queen in LinkedIn. And in this video, you're going to see the exact moment of insight she has when she sees how it is possible to move forward in these two passions and really how they come from one central superpower. I'm so excited that you will see the exact moment and how that insight transforms how she sees what's possible for herself. And when you watch, look for your own insights that come up for you. And at the end of the video, make sure to leave a comment about what you learned and how it relates to your life too. And if you want to have your own life-changing conversation with me, you'll find out at the end. I like to start out by asking, what would make today's coaching session life-changing for you?
I wanted to talk to you because I do feel good where I'm at career-wise. I just started a new role within the company, so it was a promotion and I'm learning a lot and meeting a lot of new people. I'm in a new department of the organization, so I feel good about that. My reservations are obviously being able to make an impact in the first 90 days and do things that would showcase my value where I don't feel like this imposter syndrome happening. So that's like part of it. And then from a personal standpoint, I want to be financially independent. I want to have some type of asset management or like revenue stream coming in. And, I'm working towards that with a financial advisor, but very early stages. And I just think that I do have a lot of opportunity even with what I do on LinkedIn and my personal brand. There should be a way to monetize it. I know people monetize these things all the time, and I just have no idea of how that would even happen.
So tell me a bit about what got you started on LinkedIn and what do you feel propelled you to where you are right now?
So there was kind of a campaign or an initiative to share something vulnerable on LinkedIn in a professional sense, where that's how you could like open up your network and open up business communication. So that was really empowering for me. I made my first video in the retail store. It was like very quiet, and even my voice was very quiet, like the whole nine. But like people just responded very well to it. So even though people didn't necessarily feel comfortable making their own videos, they appreciated that I had made mine, and there was a lot of overlap even in their own life. They, resonated with my message. And this was a few years ago.
So what do you focus on today as this has evolved when you're creating content?
So for instance, through Winning Wednesday, I interview people on this show and I start off with a personal professional check-in. I'll ask about 2 to 3 pointed questions for that person based on what I've seen on their profile. And then I close it out with a positive mantra that's gotten them through life, or basically an actionable item that the audience could implement right away. And that in a nutshell is really what I like to do on LinkedIn, like keep it with that balance, speak to things that are relevant, and also share a unique perspective, but making sure that it's, something that everyone could benefit from. I think that that's been most successful for me.
Awesome. And so what is the value that creates for your audience? And, what gets you excited about, being the person who creates that and puts that out there?
It really depends what I'm posting. If I post Verizon content, then it's basically Verizon specific to kind of maybe appease my colleagues in a certain sense. There was a video I just put out today, which for me was a bit of a risk, you could say, because I am calling out a negative side of life, I was kind of like, okay, but it did actually start to take off and it resonated with a bunch of people, like I said, and like-minded people. So then
Right.
you get that like feedback. So it's good.
First and foremost, I'm proud of you for doing that because it's not easy to do. I know what it's like to like hit publish and be scared. But what I find is like there will be the right people will show up for that. The right people will find that. I liked how you kind of gave me a window into how you think about your audience's process and when they watch it. I wonder if it would be easier for you to consider that you're making this for that one person instead of the whole audience. I'm making this message, this video with this powerful message for this one person who needs to hear this. This is what they're going to get out of it. And this is how it's going to change something for them.
Yeah, I got like chills when you said that. So I think that that is good. And that kind of comes back to the fact that when I'm actually recording the interviews, it is a one-on-one interaction. But you're right, like even if one person benefits from it and it does change their life or makes that positive impact, it's worth the process, you know, of getting there.
Completely. So I didn't want to negate the other part that you brought up, which was this new role. And I want to talk about the idea that you can use these exact same principles to show up exactly how you want to show up in your new role and create the impact that's really important to you. The authenticity, the integrity that we spoke about, your core values, leading with that and being really actually transparent about what those are, talking about it with your team. That is how ultimately the impact gets created. Brands interact with people in different ways, and the way in which you impact people might be different in your personal brand than it is with Verizon. But when impact actually happens, it's happening to a human and like they're getting some kind of delivery, right? And so kind of compartmentalizing it down to that level makes it much easier to digest and I think approach on a daily basis with your team, on LinkedIn, with whoever you're connecting with in that moment. And that's your superpower.
You're awesome. I am like in a total state of chills right now. And I just appreciate like how intuitive you are because all of your feedback is like really striking me. So yeah, like thank you. And I just like that the skills are transferable and like what we're talking about, it's not isolated to just producing content on LinkedIn, you know, and seeing the bigger picture on my granular scale, which is like just me, you know, and that can have its own impact, like in my work life, personal life, and it's just still being true to myself, but in these different spaces.
Completely.
Yeah.
Awesome. So is it fair to say that you got what you needed from today's?
Yeah. This like blew me away. Obviously, I came in having no concept. I do have friends that are business coaches, but I had no frame of reference, and I was just like, okay, let's see where this goes. So this definitely exceeded all expectations.